ashamed to say it. The Biggest 12 is an anti-slavery show. Okay, I'm not afraid to take a stand on the big issues. All right, we are rooting for Kansas here in this game, obviously of historic importance. First border war in how long, Austin? Been a while, right?
Since 2011, 14 years.
2011. Oh my God, I was a junior in college. That's crazy. Okay, so Kansas, we got to win this one. We got to win it. Are the Jayhawks going to pull it off? Hit me.
Okay. Well, I want to just kind of get into what, how Kansas has been doing. And, they're dealing with some injuries defensively. So I'm going to kind of get into that real quick. So you beat Fresno State week 1. Good win, solid win. It wasn't the prettiest win. It wasn't perfect. When we gave up the touchdown to Fresno State, it was in the first drive. And then defensively, we looked really good the rest of the game. So I was really impressed with that performance. And I'm really glad that KU played a real team before Mizzou. So that way we have like a fair evaluation of what they're about and what they look like. And, you look at last Friday's game against Wagner, and the starters only play one half, and the backups get the majority of the action in the second half. So all around I thought we looked really good. And again, we give up one touchdown to Wagner, and it was on a 4th and 3, and it was like a 50-yard touchdown pass. It was just miscommunication. That's what kind of led up to it. So other than that, I think Kansas looked really good 2 weeks into the season. Defensively, I think, we look really solid. Right now, we're dealing with some injuries in the linebacker position. We have a guy named Bengali who's been who's been a standout guy for us in the linebacker position. And he had a non-contact injury, I believe, last week. So him not being out there, obviously, we're kind of thin at the linebacker position right now, depth wise. So I'm really hoping that we don't have to play any freshmen on Saturday. Otherwise it's going to be a long day, but offensively, I feel good. Special teams wise, I feel good. I really feel good about our kicking game. Unlike Mizzou, because they just lost their kicker for the season because he tore his ACL, I think tackling somebody or whatever. I don't know what it was, but did tear his ACL. But yeah, I don't know. First border war game in 14 years. First on-campus game for both of these teams in 19 years. Guys, 2006 was a much different time. I don't even remember 2006. I mean, I think that was right around the time I became self-aware of myself and what was going on. So, I mean, I was like 4 or 5 years old at that time. So, I mean, a lot has changed. And obviously it's, I was just kind of sitting back and thinking, like, I don't know if this game is meant to be, home and home. I feel like it should be played at Arrowhead. Now, it's kind of, the argument for that's kind of split down the middle for KU and Mizzou fans. Like, some of them would prefer the home and home. But, I mean, I don't know. Like, I feel like if, you have it at Arrowhead, I think it means a little bit more. You can get more attention, I guess. I don't know. It's just I feel like it'd be a little bit more safer for both fan bases because, like both of these fan bases do not like each other. It's not like just a regular, rivalry like, I don't know, like Texas Tech and Texas. I grew up, watching that rivalry. It's not like that. It's way more, like, I mean, there's just so much tension built up.
And there's a historic blood feud over that. I mean, literal blood was shed. Rivalry.
Yeah, I mean, like the people in Columbia, came over to Lawrence, Kansas, and burned the city down, and and we fought back and we rebuilt Lawrence. I mean, I could talk all day about the history of this rivalry, and I don't want to waste my time doing that. But I mean, but it's not that hard to figure out that Kansas is on the right side of history and that they're not. So I think it's going to be very important for KU to come out strong, and I really hope that they don't turn the ball over because I feel like once you turn the ball over on the road, if you're Kansas, like it's game over at that point. So, I'm hoping that, we've got, almost everybody available. Of course, I mentioned the linebacker that's going to be out, that's been really good. He won't play. He's going to be out for a few weeks. But, I mean, if we can get mostly everybody back for this game, I mean, I feel really good. But I do want to make it clear. I do think Missouri is a really good team. I was somewhat impressed with their performance, as much as I hate to admit it. I thought their quarterback, Bo Pribula, looked pretty amazing. I mean, I saw that run that he had for like 40 yards for a touchdown. I mean, that was insane. So KU's going to have their work cut out for them, and if I think if they can get after the quarterback, if they can create some pressure, and if really the offensive line for Kansas can create some holes for the running game to open up and all that stuff, I think Kansas has a shot. I really do. And, as you've seen, over the past 4 seasons under Lance Leipold, you've seen KU be competitive in most games. Like, you haven't really seen a whole lot of blowouts when it comes to Lance Leipold's Jayhawks. I mean, except for maybe the 2021 season, because there was a handful amount of them. But you just got to remember that, Lance got hired right after, spring, and, he had like 2/3 of an off season really to kind of integrate what he wanted to do with the team. So, I think this Kansas team is going to be ready to play in Columbia, and it should be a really hostile environment. It should be a really good environment too. And I'm really hoping that all the Jayhawk faithful will show up and be loud, and hopefully we'll come out victorious, and hopefully we'll put some frowny faces on the other fan base, and all the people that are traveling from Lawrence to Columbia will walk away with smiles.
That's what I want to see. Brownie, do you think they can pull it off?
I don't know. I'm gonna say yes, just because Missouri still owes us the telephone trophy. Lost it in the basement somewhere, and seriously, like, KU fans, if you're there and you're bored, can you go like in their athletic facility and try to find my telephone trophy? Like, pay the shipping cost if you find it. Like, no joke. I will literally pay the shipping. You can have it delivered to my house, and it will literally sit right there until somebody tells me that they want to come and take it away from me. So,
yeah.
Just, I'm not promoting illegal activities. However, it should be illegal to hold a trophy hostage. Just saying.
Yeah, I agree. Listen, I think the one thing that Kansas really has in its favor going into this game is that they're more tested, right? They have 2 games under their belt, and one of them against Fresno State, which is not a slouch, right? It's not North Dakota, right? Fresno State is a decent little team that got a win against who they played just this last week.
Georgia Southern.
Yeah, Georgia Southern ain't bad, okay? And Kansas handled Fresno State. So Missouri walked all over Central Arkansas. Big whoop, right? That's what you're supposed to do. I think Kansas has a little bit of momentum going into this. Jalen Daniels, as someone said in our chat, appears to be a man on a mission, right? Yes, runs like a man possessed. I'm ready to believe, man. Of course, I've been ready to believe in KU before, and they have left me sorely disappointed, but I think the
prediction curse is over, man.
It is over. Okay, so I am picking Kansas in the game. Listen, I'm never gonna, not never. I always want to believe in the Big 12 team, right? I'm always going to look for a reason to believe in the Big 12 team, and I do think Kansas can win this game. It's going to be tough playing on the road, right? But Missouri, the SEC is just overrated, man. Like, I have not seen anything from Missouri in the last several years that has caused me to raise my eyebrow, right? Like, what have they done to get any like headlines in the last several years other than like having a gay defensive end that one time, right? Like, okay, cool, whatever. Like, give me KU. KU's going to win this game. All right, that's the end of it. KU wins. KU covers.
SEC overhyped this year is going to be, I think, a trend. Because, I mean, you looked at Texas, that went downhill. Bama, way downhill.
Yeah.
I mean, who's to say that the SEC is going to be cupcakes this year?
You love to see it. All right, let's bring it home. Speaking of the SEC being cupcakes, we're going to talk about this Arizona State game going to Stark Vegas after beating Mississippi State in Tempe last year. The Sun Devils are 6.5-point favorites on the road in front of the Cowbells. I think Arizona State rolls in this game, y'all.
I don't think 6.5 is enough, honestly. Like, you probably could have put that line at like 13.5, 15.5, and people would still be taking the over. This Arizona State is just, I don't know. They're the front runners still.
Yeah.
I just don't see that train stopping unless Sam Levitt all of a sudden gets a sophomore slump. Like, that's the only way that you're going to stop that team is Sam Levitt. If he goes down, goodbye.
Yeah. Now, they didn't bury Northern Arizona. I will say that. I mean, it wasn't 61-3, like, if you want to reference Missouri again. But, they took care of business. I mean, yeah, Brownie, you're right. Until proven otherwise, we have to assume they're the class of the conference. And certainly against Mississippi State, who, I mean, is Mississippi State the worst team in the SEC? Probably, right? I mean, it ain't Vanderbilt anymore.
Pretty close. It's not Vanderbilt.
Yeah. Yeah.
Who knows?
I mean,
it could be Bama.
Yeah. Austin, is there anything we've missed with regard to this game?
No, I mean, I think Arizona State should win. I mean, like you say, that they didn't bury Northern Arizona, but they did. Northern Arizona did score like a garbage time touchdown with I think a minute and a half left. So, I mean, if you take that touchdown away, it was honestly a blowout. But yeah, I don't doubt that Arizona State's going to go into Stark Vegas and take care of business. It'd be a statement win though for the Big 12. Another one.
Yeah. You'll have to see it. And honestly, the Big 12 has gotten off to a nice little start. I mean, we anticipated Colorado losing to Georgia Tech. It's unfortunate they lost in the way that they did. And Baylor losing to Auburn stunk. But for the most part, the Big 12 really has asserted itself. And I feel like you have a very clear class of contenders after week one, right? You've got your Arizona State, Iowa State, TCU, and probably Utah at this point, right? Looking like your cream of the crop so far. The title of the show, the cream rises to the top. But then you still got your Kansases, right? Your Kansas States. A lot of those teams with an outside shot to still compete. It's still just as wide open as we always thought it was going to be. Just probably not with Baylor, and I think I'm okay with that. I think I can live with that. All right, gentlemen. That's our show for this Tuesday night. Any parting shots across the bow before you tell the folks where they can find you?
Contenders. We've already talked about it. ASU, ISU, TCU, Texas Tech. Everybody else, you need to get your shit together.
Yeah.
Gotta get it together.
If KU wins on Saturday, I think they'll be in the top 25, and then I think you can start inserting them into the contenders conversation for the Big 12 title.
Yeah, and they will find a way to keep TCU out of the top 25 for sure. So, gentlemen, tell everyone out there where they can find you.
Go ahead, sir.
You can find me on Twitter at Austin C. Eckert or on YouTube. I don't post on YouTube that often, but I'm planning on posting more stuff on there. So follow me on Twitter and YouTube. Subscribe to my channel at Austin C. Eckert.
Do it.
You already know. At WRNL Brownie, both Twitch, or not Twitch, jeez, that'd be crazy. On Twitter and on Blue Sky.
You have an OnlyFans, Brownie? They can buy.
Nope, but I might have to with a kid on the way.
Yeah.
Earn
that money.
You can also find my writing on White Right Natty Light. I always do the players to watch for both offense and defense support. And, we have a lot of fun in our Discord, so come check it out.
Subscribe to the show, you beautiful people, at Big 12 BOCFB. Tell everyone you know. Make this a thing. Subscribe to at Clint Foster Creations. Again, hopefully I'll have a sketch out for you this week. I'm going to do my very dangdest. I promise you that. At Clint_Foster55 on Twitter. Your boy was active during the TCU game. Okay, so long live Megan Trainor. Down with North Dakota. Until next week, I love you. I hope your team wins. And go Big 12. We'll see you around.